So today we're going to do my Pan That Palette update. I've been working on 2 palettes for the year, as you know. So we've got the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude. We also have the Alter Ego Shadow Kiss to talk about. I don't have a huge update. I've been saying this a lot. I'm not wearing that much makeup. I mean, I'm wearing a lot of makeup today, but honestly, I've just been enjoying the summer. It's a little bit like overcast and cloudy today, so thank goodness, because it's been really hard to film lately, as I've mentioned. But I just haven't been wearing that much makeup, or if I do, I wash it off pretty soon after because I want to go in the sun, and it is what it is. So the progress on these two is not amazing, but I have still been going into certain shades over and over again. So let's just get into it, and we'll also go through like my total uses for the year, just so you can get a better idea of how much use I've had on these palettes. But yeah, I think I will probably pick these back up a little bit more come September time, so I think my next update might be a little slow too. But yeah, let's just get into it. All right, let's start with the Alter Ego Shadow Kiss. This is obviously a dupe for Natasha Denona palette. I will put up on the screen what it looked like last time. I have a few pans in here now, which I'm very excited about. There are a few shades that I wanted to get more progress on. The dark shade called Umbra, which you can't really see the name anymore. And then also the shade Desire, which is that matte in the corner that has quite a nice dip in it. Those are 2 that I wanted to focus mostly on and potentially be my next pans. Also the shimmer shade called Disguise, which we will get to in a moment. So anyway, this is what the palette is looking like today. It looks pretty similar to last time. Not a huge amount has really changed. I haven't gone into a lot of the shades, so it just looks kind of how it looked before. I literally haven't gone into any of these shades at the top there, so I will just skip them all together. The first one that I want to talk about is this one called Risk. I went into it 2 more times this month. Disguise is the one that I feel like is the next shimmer that I'm going to hit pan on. I've gone into this 5 times this month, so I have gone into this quite a bit more, really honestly, than anything else. I didn't go into any of these. And then Desire is this one in the corner that I mentioned that I would like to hit pan on. I've only gone into it twice though this month, so haven't really done too much of a dent there. And then this one shade, I use it in my eyebrows, and I have been doing that for a few months now. I went into it 23 times this month, so this one obviously got the most use. It might have changed a little bit since last update, but it still has sort of that same shape pan because it's the shape of the brush that I use. And then I did go into Umbra 3 times, but that's it. So I really only went into, what is this, 5 shades? Yeah, I went into 5 shades. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which is not good because obviously, you know, there's quite a lot more shades in here, and it is a Pan That palette, so you're supposed to go into as many shades as possible and get as much use as possible. But to be fair, I mean, they're the shades that I want to be going into at the moment, and I really do like these shades over here, but I think I have it in my head that I just want to hit pan on this. I do have a little bit on my eyes today, and I do think that I will hit pan in it. It's just probably going to take maybe, I mean, how many uses have I got in total on this one? Probably quite a lot. I'll flash it on the screen. So I think it might take maybe another 7, 8 uses to hit pan. They do take a long time to hit pan, the shimmer shades from Alter Ego. But you know what? I said this, and I've said this in multiple updates. I just go into the shades that I want to go into. I'm kind of taking the pressure off my back as well, like trying to get the most progress out of these Pan That palettes. So it is what it is. Also, it's summer. I'm just not going to wear makeup that much. So that is the update for my Alter Ego Shadow Kiss. Next up, we've got the Naughty Nude. So I will put up on the screen, like I did before, what it looked like last time. This one, I have a few more pans. Obviously, I did already have a couple pans in this palette before I started my Pan That palette for this year, but I have ended up getting more pans, obviously. And you know, this one is also going slowly, and I do tend to just go into the shades that I want to go into. There's certainly shades that I'm not necessarily avoiding, but not really, I don't know, feeling the itch to go into yet. I did say a couple months ago I wanted to concentrate more on the warm tone side of this palette, which for you would be, I believe, how you're looking at it, the left side? I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's the right side, who knows? But anyway, this is what the palette is looking like right now. So no visible change. I don't have a new pan to share. I have been wanting to try to hit pan in this one, but I wasn't able to hit pan in it, so that is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, let's just get into my uses. So I did go into Filthy again, just the once. I've gone into Shameless 2 times. I think this pan has expanded. I went into Please Me once, and then Hypnotic I went into 4 times. Hard I went into once. Then I went into Flower Power once. I went into Rough once. Then moving down here, Tantric, I went into that 2 times. And then I went into Naughty 3 times. I don't feel like the pan has changed, even though I already had a pan. I keep going into the shade and I don't feel like it's expanding at all. But I went into it 3 times this month. And then I went into Provocative just the once, and then Juicy 2 times. So I feel like compared to the Ultra Ego, I am going into a little bit more shades in this palette, but I'm not like, I don't know, I'm just not really getting the visible progress that I would like. I do think this one is very close, and I do think I've expanded this pan, but I do think still, I said this last time, this is the next one that I'm going to hit pan on. But yeah, obviously needs quite a bit more use to do so. But yeah, like I said, I'm just, you know, going as I go. I'm not really in a rush to do anything with this palette or the other one in terms of like hitting pan in every single shade or using every single shade every single month. I just don't think it's feasible. If this was the only project that I was doing, that would absolutely be feasible, but I like to wear other eyeshadow or none at all at this point. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just slowed down quite a bit, but I'm hoping in September it'll pick back up, like I said. And I don't know, I'm quite happy with where I am. But again, it kind of feels like I'm in the same place as I was a month ago because my uses are just not really there. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll pop on the screen my total uses for each palette just so you can have a look and see where I am in terms of total numbers so far for this project. And then I do like to include looks, and I do add looks to my monthly, you know, all the palettes I used in the month video. The problem is with the Shadow Kiss, most of the time I'm using that one shade in my eyebrow. So I use that palette over and over and over again, but I'm only ever going into that shade most of the time. So I don't really recall what looks kind of belong to the rest of the shades in the palette. I'm not gonna lie, because all I write down is Shadow Kiss. And literally almost every single day I'm writing Shadow Kiss with all the other palettes that I use for that day. So I don't really recall which looks use the Shadow Kiss, but if I can plaster anything on the screen of specific looks where I did go into either the Naughty Nude or the Shadow Kiss and it's kind of visible, then I will have it, but otherwise it's going to be a little bit minimal. The look today, I went into the Huda Beauty, but I also did go into obviously the Shadow Kiss for this shade right here, and then I also went into my Singe Beauty and my Delicious Delights for the pop of white in the inner corner, and then I do have a Gloss God Shimmer on the top as well. So there's quite a bit going on my look today, so it's not all Naughty Nude, but it is heavily inspired by Naughty Nude because I used a couple of mattes and I did use 2 other shades in the Naughty Nude. So anyway, that is my update for this month. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!